Go for it, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Alano. I'm a colored guy from PE,
I'm Khanya, and I'm a black South African.
and we have known each other for 6 years now. We've dated for 5, and in that time, we have started a business and lived in 3 different cities.
You gonna just give them a whole life story or what?
Yeah, they must know it. Like,
Gonna banking details.
it's
Oh baby, I put lipstick on you.
get it,
I got it.
get that shit. Just do it,
I won't.
do it. Let's start this video. Cool. So how are we gonna introduce this thing? This is 10 questions interracial couples are tired of hearing.
So we've decided that for our first video, we're going to do the interracial couple tag stroke the 10 questions that interracial couples are just tired.
Like tired.
Like
Heard it too many times.
of fucking hearing and being asked. Okay.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
So question number 1 that we're tired of hearing is, how did you guys meet? But not like, how did you guys meet? More like, how did you guys meet?
Like, how did you guys
Like,
meet?
where were you when you met her, and what were you doing there?
It's like that.
Yeah.
And we met at university. We both went to film school, and I think we met during orientation week, like literally on day 2 or 3.
I thought it was the first day.
It might be, hey? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was the first day.
Okay, fine, it was the first day.
Because in my head, I've always been like, it's the first day.
No, it wasn't the first day, but we'll say it was
Like
the
literally
first
the first minute of the first day.
day. It's gonna be a long video. And basically they put us in the same group, and we were like the older people. Like, I had a whole life and career
Me too.
before I went to uni, and so did he. And then we just switched it up on our careers and wanted to be filmmakers. And then the other 18-year-olds were all there like smoking because their parents weren't there. It was the first time. They're like, it was fucking
I was
ridiculous.
like trying to quit smoking at that point. I was like, dude, fucking
I
A,
started,
man.
done it,
Yeah.
loved it, hated it, now I want to quit.
It's like at the point where hangovers were hurting, you know what I mean?
So we were kind of just sulking in the corner, and then we kind of formed a group of people that were just older and sulking, and that's how we met.
Yeah.
But if you guys want like a proper story time video, then let us know and we'll do that.
I got that covered. Next question is, what did your parents and your family say? Nothing.
Nothing.
My brother was like, of course you're going to meet this girl. Like, he was actually pretty pissed off, dude. Like, when I showed him a picture of me and you, he was like, yes, dude, of course you're gonna find like the hottest girl there is and bring her home. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's basically you. My mom was like actually the person that was like, oh, like you and Khanya are like friends. Do you know what I mean? Are you guys dating? And I was like, oh, no, we're not dating. And then she was basically like, but why not? Do you know what I mean? And at that point, I was like, actually, why the fuck not? Do you know what I mean? Because we've been dating for like, we've been friends for about a year.
Well,
Like, my parents knew
not
who
a
you
year,
were.
but like most of
Like
the year.
8 months or something,
Yeah.
like pretty close to a year. And yeah, my parents were basically just like, they knew who you were, because apparently I was like constantly talking about you when when I would phone home. And yeah, like my mom was basically just like, I knew before you knew, dude. So
Moms just know.
they do, they really do.
Nothing from my family side. Like, we're a pretty chilled, liberal family, and I'm a super like liberal. Like, they actually call me like the hippie.
Your mom does
All
call
of
you
them,
the
they're
hippie.
just like, oh, Khanya and her hippies.
Like, this is expected from
Yeah,
the hippie.
so they just like, I mean, I was never raised in such a way that it was like, you have to be the black guy, Xhosa man, whatever.
Yeah.
So it was just like, question number 3. Have you ever dated outside of your race? Before each other, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Outside of my race, outside of my
Inside my race,
religion,
outside my
of my
race.
nationality.
Number 4, are the stereotypes true? What stereotypes?
Angry, loud black girl. Bland food
Kind of
tasting.
guy that'll stab you.
Yeah, kind of guy that's gonna stab. It's, you know what? If you go looking for stereotypes, you're gonna find them.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, there's no.
For
I
every
mean,
person that like fits the stereotype, there's a person that doesn't.
there's like 5 people
Like
that
there's
don't.
a shit ton of people that actually don't.
Yeah, but if you want to go looking for the person that does, then you'll find them.
Yeah.
No.
Question number 5. What about the kids?
Baby, you're so cute.
Thank you.
Not when you do that.
Thank you.
What about the kids? What about the kids?
What about the kids? Good question, eh?
No, I'm dead serious. I don't know what the question is. Is it like, are we worried about like kids getting bullied, or what are you talking
Dude,
about?
I didn't actually know because I have been asked like, but what about like your kids? Do you know what I mean? And I've
What about
also
our
just been
kids?
like, but what about them? Like, are they gonna be happy, healthy, loved? Yes.
Yes.
Like, is that the question you're asking me? I think people ask that question. They're like, what are the kids gonna identify as?
As
Like,
what they
who
are.
will they be? Do you know what I
Bicultural,
mean?
biracial,
Biracial,
children.
bicultural children.
I think what about the children question has more to do with everyone else than it has to do with us, because we're
Like,
pretty
how are
chilled.
they supposed to classify the kid now?
Yeah, like they are struggling to put our
to
kids
figure out like who is this
somewhere.
kid.
Yeah, and then it's kind of
Like,
just
not
like,
that it matters, like, because it's a kid.
yeah,
Kid's
why are
gonna
you
be
trying to do that
happy.
to a child?
It's gonna find farts funny. Like, it's a fucking kid, dude. He's gonna do all the shit that other kids do.
So, baby, is it hard dating a black girl?
Not dating a black girl.
Just tell your girl.
Like, just no, like dating you. Like, dating an independent, free-spirited person, definitely. Like, yeah, you. Yeah, but it's got nothing to do with the fact that you're black. Like,
So yes, it's difficult dating me, but not because I'm black. Is
no,
what you're saying.
difficult because you're gonna like do what you're gonna do, and nothing's gonna stop you. And I'm a little bit more like reserved than you are. You're
Yeah.
like much more of a. We're both go-getters, but I need to like suss the plan out like 10 ways to Sunday.
Yeah, you are much more
And
reserved
you're like,
and
bruh,
cautious.
this is what I want to do. This is what we're gonna do.
Not we.
This is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, like I'll never enforce my anything onto you, but if you want to join me on the way, cool.
Yeah.
But what I do will never negatively impact you. Like that's always been my thing.
Yeah, and I mean, I really love that I've been able to like support your decisions. Do you know what I mean? Like
Not
we've
all the
never,
time.
no, not all the time, but we've never been in a place where we fundamentally couldn't agree on the direction that we wanted to go to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you offer the initial push, and then I, like, slowly behind with like a bulldozer to like fucking kill anything that's in the way.
Or
Do
the
you get what I'm
opposite can
saying?
happen. He can cautiously offer something. And I'm like, yeah, let's go. And, then just
And I'd be like,
push you all
oh
the
shit,
way.
I was like
You're like,
mildly joking. But it's, yeah. What about you? Dating a colored guy.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
No.
Question number 7. Do you ever get stopped by people who disapprove?
I didn't.
Not stopped. Shouted at. Like
Shouted-
screamed at like I'm a fucking child.
Yeah, like screamed at, being spoken to, where they're like, why are you dating a white guy?
Yeah, like blatantly right there in front of me.
Blatantly. He gets.
I get dirty looks
So do I.
from people. I was called a pig once.
Yeah,
I didn't
skin
even
pig.
know that I was being called a pig.
No.
I just
skin
remember
pig.
walking down the street with you in Cape Town and you turning around and you being like, hey, Footsec. And I was like, why? What's going on? And she was like, he called you a pig. And I laughed because I was like the first time I'd ever
Skin
heard you
pig.
like screamed at someone before.
Yeah, he gets confused for being a white guy all the time, and I don't know, people just have a problem with that sometimes. The
More
one
so than like me being a colored guy.
well,
Yeah.
the one time a colored guy stopped me, and we had parked, And I went to the back of a car and I popped the boot open for something, and then he was just like, "Mister, why are you dating this white man?" And I was just like, "My brother, he's colored." He's like, "Oh wait," and then suddenly he's shaking his hand and be like, "You bagged the cot girl." I was just like,
I
"What a
remember
switch
that
up."
dude.
I was like, "Jiggy jiggy, what?"
His whole thing, his whole demeanor just changed.
Switched up on us.
Yeah.
So yeah, we.
And at first, like, he didn't believe me, and then he like asked me to like sort of prove that, do you know what I mean, that it was true.
Yeah.
And then like once the Afrikaans started flowing, he was like, "Yeah, no, it's my boy."
No, the switch up, guys. I was
Yeah, I
dizzy.
remember that.
Whiplash.
Uh,
So yeah, and then I'll get a lot of girls that aren't happy. They like think that I've stolen, one of their
Like a
good
good
ones,
guy, yeah.
a good colored guy, or whatever.
it's just like kind of just ridiculous.
I mean, the whole premise of racism is just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
So.
true. I'm so tired of it actually.
I'm also,
It's exhausting.
it's exhausting.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it also depends on when you catch me. Like sometimes I'll just like pop off. Like I'm ready for a fight, and then other times I'm just like, if it's like
You surprise the shit out of me when you pop off because it's unexpected,
out
yeah.
of nowhere.
It comes out of nowhere. Like me, I just tend to ignore the shit out of that person, dude.
Yeah,
Because
but
they're like trying to rile you up. Do you know what I mean?
the thing is that that's the stuff that triggers me. So like if someone is being racist or prejudiced towards me, I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. But then when they do it towards him, I'm ready. I'm like, square up,
then you
fam.
get super
Yeah,
pissed, eh?
yeah.
But I'm the same way as well. But then you're the person that like tells me like, "Yo, chill." Do you know what I mean?
I think we're just protective of each other.
Yeah. But also like, sort of the thing that I've learned like being in a relationship with you also is that I really need to like pick the times when I'm gonna like stand
Yeah.
up for you and not. Because sometimes like if I decide that I'm gonna like go for this person now, then you actually get upset because you're like, "No, I can handle it." Do you know what I mean?
I got this.
like I'm gonna tune this motherfucker now quickly.
I'm like, hold my drink, babe.
Yeah.
Fall
But
back and
most of
hold
the
my
time
drink.
with me, like I actually just ignore the shit. Like
Yeah.
especially if I know that it's directed towards me.
Yeah.
And I usually get that like based on your reaction. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're shouting at the person, there's really no fucking need for me to do it. Because I know that the minute that you're shouting at them, it said something to me. Do you know what I mean? About me. Because like my whole thing is like, and I don't know why people do this, but the other person decides that they're going to insult you by speaking in the language that you don't understand. Like I'm literally like, dude, if you say something to me that I can't understand, then like, what the fuck? Like I'm not gonna say anything. Do you know what I mean? Because I know like sometimes like a girl will do something like that as well, where they'll say something to you like in Afrikaans, for instance.
It's
And you're
so
just
funny.
like what the fuck is the point, man?
Have you
Like either say it
noticed-
or don't say it, but don't say it and then I can't understand. Like you just want to feel good about the fact that you said it.
Have you noticed that it's always the opposite gender?
Yeah.
Like, to me, the people that pop off with me will usually be colored guys. I mean,
No colored girls.
colored girls. And then with you, it'll normally be like black guys.
And then the opposite is true. Because then like the colored guys, they look at me and be like, you, they'll be like, yeah, bro, yeah.
And then I'll have black girls in my DMs being like, "Girl, well done.
Like,
how did you bag
yeah.
one? Help me secure that bag as well."
Then this leads into question number 8. Where can I get a girl like that? Like, where can I get a girl like that? Or a guy like that? I know you struggle with this. Like, your DMs. Like, we actually had to make a video about that one day because it was getting ridiculous.
Yeah, no, my DMs are actually a mess. They're riddled with a lot of women of color asking me how to secure a man that's white all the time, to the point where, and then usually I just block them or ignore them because I'm not here to fix anyone's like psychological problems or self-hatred or colorism. Like I'm not your like I can't be the victim and the teacher. That's just ridiculous. And then one day I just got tired of it and I made a video. So guys, I'm all about education here. So if you want to know how to secure yourself, white guy who's actually not white, just
Go
the videos
check out
out over
that
there.
video over
You're
there.
welcome. You're welcome.
I get guys asking me sometimes, like, where do I get, like, a girl like that? Do you know what I mean? And like on the one in the one end, like you want to go like, where did you get like a pretty girl like that? But you can always pick up on the undertones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think that if you're a person of color, like in South Africa, you've gotten pretty good at picking up on like those undertones, like because you deal with this kind of stuff like every day, even though you're not like necessarily aware of it all the time, but you get an instinct about it.
Yeah.
So that you know that when somebody asks like, how did you guys meet, like you know what they're actually asking. Do you know what I mean?
It's actually really funny because you see it all the time. They're like, trust your gut, listen to the vibes. Your body's never wrong about the vibe that you read until it comes to racism. Then it's suddenly
Then
like,
yeah. Then the minute that you like trust your gut, then you're looking into shit.
yeah, then it's
Yeah.
like, it wasn't racist, it wasn't whatever. And then it's just like, oh, but you're so boring. Because when it's like about candy floss, wanderlust, follow your dream, whatever, then suddenly
yeah.
it's listen to your gut.
Listen
and then
to
when
your
you're
gut.
like, my gut just told me that guy's
Get the
being
fuck
hella
out of here
racist.
because this guy's looking at me.
Yeah.
And cutting his steak while he's looking at me.
Yeah,
Like,
or this person won't serve me, and I got an inkling that it might be about race, but
Yeah.
somehow I'm wrong. It's funny how that
Yeah.
always works.
Is it? Does it ever get uncomfortable talking about race?
No, I think it can be a little bit tense, maybe, but not
Like between me and you?
yeah, but it's like maybe in the early stages because we had such different experiences.
Yeah. I think like for me and you, like the most enlightening conversations that we've had, because we've had like, I wouldn't say that they were tense discussions on race, but we've had deep discussions on race.
Yeah.
And a lot of it has like sort of circled around like racial tensions between like colored people and black people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because we're both coming from a point of wanting to understand, the conversation is always like beneficial. Do you know what I mean? Even like when we disagree, for instance, because I feel like it's also very hard to know sometimes what's going on, because my experience as a colored person is very different to some other guy that maybe works like in a factory's experience. Do you know what I mean?
And there's like conversations within those communities that we still have to have so that we can all be on the same page before we start tackling our relations with other people. It's
Yeah.
our relations with ourselves, as like it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Because
of learning and
inevitably,
learning.
like there are always issues of like colorism that like really comes to the fore. Do you
and
know what I mean?
self-hatred that's been normalized, and it's just
Yeah, that people aren't even aware of, like that you and I aren't even aware of in some of the things that we've probably done as well. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Like
I
always
completely
try
agree.
to also think of myself as not being immune to any of those specific types of things.
oh yeah.
Because like you said, like it's not really about like the person more than it is the system, and whatever information like propagates the continuation of that system.
And there's no escaping it. We've all been raised in systems. There's a lot of learning and unlearning that we all have to
Yeah.
do, and that's why you have to be self-critical. But I feel like the most vocal racists are the ones that are not self-critical. The worst allies are the ones that are not self-critical.
Yeah, it's
my
really
gosh.
just about being self-critical, but that's
and self-aware.
that's one of the things that I'm like super proud to be raised by the parents that I was raised in, the family that I was raised in.
No, your parents went crazy when they collabed on you. It's nice. Outstanding work. Love
They
your
did,
work.
they did the work, no?
Love your work. Next.
Oh man. Yeah, that was the last question.
So guys, that was the last question. That's our first video done. If you guys have any more questions for us, please put them in the comment section down below. Make sure you're following us on Instagram. What else should I be saying?
Just let them just follow us on YouTube for now.
Yeah, I
Like
think
one
just
platform
subscribe.
at a time.
Thank you so much for watching.
Bye. Love you, babe.
I love you, baby.